Hello viewers, today I'm going to be taking you on a tutorial on how to create your own website from scratch to finish using your HTML5, your CSS, JavaScript and PHP. Before we start, I'm going to show you a website actually I was working on over the weekend so you can have an idea of where we are heading to. This is an hotel website I was working on, though it's not launched yet. It's just a design and pages. Okay, let's see it in our browser. Okay, this website I work on, you see, I click on a button and it took me to this page. This is the reservation page, so you can navigate back to the home page. This is the home page of the site. You can see the footer, you can see the nav bar. Alright, okay, now firstly let me introduce some of the fundamental concepts regarding web design. Now when you want to create a website, firstly you need a folder somewhere on your hard drive where you're going to store your website into. This folder is referred to as the root folder, and this is the very folder you're going to point Dreamweaver towards when defining your site. And everything you need to design your site, your images, your logo and whatsoever you want to place on your site should be in this very folder. And you should arrange your pages in this folder just the way you want it to appear online. And for the purpose of this tutorial, I've created a new folder refers to as a new site. So this is where we are going to store all our site content at. At this very point is empty, so once we start creating our pages, we'll be storing it in this very site. So we are going to be using a very powerful website code editor. Some of you may be familiar with it, but some of you may not, which refers to as Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver is a very interesting Adobe Dreamweaver is a very interesting code editor, and it's easy to use. As a beginner, you can begin with, as a beginner that know less about coding, you can use Dreamweaver because of the assistant. Dreamweaver gives you the opportunity to work in both code view and in design view. For those of you that find coding very difficult, you can work in design view while Dreamweaver inputs the codes for you. Yeah, this is the Adobe Dreamweaver CSS interface. You can see create new file. You can create HTML files, PHP files, CSS file and JavaScript files, and you can also create new files from here. You can define your site here. So now firstly let's define our site. In defining your site, you come to this top icon here, name site. You click and you come to new site. So you give a name for your site. Let's choose a name for our very site. Let's call it Henry Tutu, and let's choose a folder where we are going to place the site. We'll go to that very folder we created earlier. New site folder, select the folder, click open, you click select. Okay, that is it for defining of your site. Later on I'll teach you how to set up your own server, but for now let's stop here. Now our site has been defined. You can see the folder here, local files, all the files we are going to be designing is going to be stored in this very folder. Now let's create a new file. Okay, this is another wonderful thing about Dreamweaver. Dreamweaver give us several layouts to choose from. For those of you that maybe you want to create a website and you have a limited time and you have limited time to work, so you can just choose from one of their layouts here. They have wonderful layouts here. You can choose from any of their site layouts and work with, but for the purpose of this tutorial we are going to be creating our own layout. Choose document type HTML5. The reason why we are creating our own layout is this, for the purpose of measurement and dimension. Uh, okay, let's save this very file. I will save it as index.html. In the same folder, we save it. Yeah, this is our file here. This is the file we just saved now. It's an empty file. Now this is the Dreamweaver and workspace. You can see the document toolbar here. You can see yes in code view. You can come to design view and work in design view, or you can put it in split view. While you are working on design view, Dreamweaver will be inputting the codes for you, or while you are coding, you begin to see the design of your codes here. And you can check your work on live view to see how it will look like when it is published online. You can also preview your work in the browser, see how it looks like in different browsers, Firefox and UC browser and some other browsers. You can also check your work on multiple screen. You see how your designs will look like on phone and on desktop. Alright, so there are so many design features, powerful features you can use when working in your design view. And here's your properties and panel. By the time you begin to work on this place, you're going to see the properties of your designs, your various designs, the various segments of your designs. You're going to see them here. Alright, right now we are going to be creating our site layout. Now there are different layouts you want to create, depends on how you want your site to be structured. Sometimes you may just need a header, main content and footer for a simple website. Sometimes you may need a sidebar. Depends on you and depends on what you want to input in your site. So now we are going to create our layout using div. Give it an ID of header, inside our header we create another div. So before you place your header, don't forget you create a div first. Give it an ID of container. Very important. Container is like an asking for your site, something that house your site. So everything, all your design should be within this container. This container is like an holder that holds all components of your site together. The heading, the main content and everything are going to be inside this container. So after your header, you create another div. Give it an ID of main content, page content, whatever. Close the tag. Then inside your header tag, you create an ID, a div with an ID of nav. You come after your page, you create another div again with an ID of footer. Okay, this is a very simple site layout that contains your header, main content and footer. If you want a sidebar, you can place your sidebar also. Alright, another thing is this what we are doing now. We are working in code view. You can also do this in design view. For example, maybe you don't know how to code. Now if you come to design view, you will not see anything yet because we just created a layout. There's no content yet, and is like you've not done any work, but actually you've done some work. The reason why it's like this is because all the layouts are collapsed together. By the time we applied our CSS file to it to structure the site, you begin to see a different layout. But right now, all of them are collapsed together, so you won't see anything yet. Just this move. Now let me show you how you can do this also in design view. Let's create another document. I create new. Choose HTML5 and click create. And let's save this one as login page. Login.html. Save. Okay, now we are going to be creating our layout for this very page using the design and view. Remember, our workspace is in. You can choose from any of their workspace here, but we're working in classic view. So now you come to this, make sure it is in common. If it's not in common, go to this panel and choose common, and you scroll down. You see here it says insert div. You click. It says insert at insertion point. You come to after start of tag, body tag. You give it an ID of container. And you click OK. Yeah, these are our container. You don't need this text, you can just clean it up. Now we have our container, which is our holder for all the page contents. You go also to that same place, you click again. You go at insertion point, you click again after the start of tag, and you give it an ID of header. And don't forget to say after the start of what? Container. And you says okay. And that's our header tag already inside the container. Now you go back again. So at the insertion point, you go to after tag. After tag, and you give it the name of what? Page content. You see after this header tag, and you click your OK. There you go again. That same point. And choose again after tag. You choose footer. Give you the ID of footer, and you choose after the page content, and you click OK again. Alright. Layout has been created. If you go to code view, you see all the page layouts there. You can see them just like what we did in the code view. Yeah, so yeah. Alright, that is it about our layout. Our time is up already. In our next tutorial, we'll be using our CSS file to structure our layout. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, likes, and please your comments.